lab. So here what I'm going to do, okay, so I will take one switch, I'll take the two switches, that is 29 series, 29,000 series, that is 2960 switch. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, just I will connect the two switches like this. So as you can see here, so one links will be blocked automatically. So it will become like amber color, then green color. We can see, notice here. So any one of the switch is going to block here because of the spanning tree. So why we are using the spanning tree? To avoid the free network free looping, because to avoid the looping, we are using the spanning tree protocol is going to block it. So we can see here, if you want to jump the screen, we can see, right? Can you see? So one port is blocked here. So one link is blocked here. Can you see? By default, because you are not configured anything. So this is the job of your spanning tree protocol. So how to check the spanning tree protocol? Just click on the icon, go to CLI, the same like your router. So what you have configured, but here for the switch guys, there is a no on and off power directly. When you connect your power card backside of the switch, okay, so you can see, you can able to see directly to boot the switches, boot the switch. Just enable show spanning tree. So we can see here, so we should understand some important parameters here. We can see this is exist in the VLAN 0. By default, all the VLANs, it is exist in the VLAN 0. Remember, this VLAN also we'll call it as your native VLAN. The root ID, that is priority, is 32,768, but it is showing 769 because so it contains the system ID. That is one. It will add that one. So this switch is your root bridge. This is the main team leader. Okay, the hello time will take 2 seconds, maximum time is 20 seconds, forwarding delay is 15 seconds. Okay, the two ports has been connected, fast Ethernet 1 and 2. Okay, both are into the forwarding for this switch. Remember, only for this switch, both are into forwarding state. For this switch, only one port is forwarding. So let's check for this switch. So enable show spanning tree. So here, notice here, okay, the priority is 32,768 say, but this is not the root bridge. You can see it's showing the MAC address of the switch. Okay, the cost is 19. Okay, port which is connected for Ethernet 1. What we can see here, one port is FWD, means this is forwarding, and this is the alternate link which is blocked. This is the alternate link which is blocked now. Now what I'm going to do, I will go to this switch. Okay, so as we can see, switch 1 is also forwarding, switch 2 is forwarding. What I will do, I'll make this link down. Okay, I'll make this switch down. So how to make the down? So go to global configuration mode. Same thing, like how we configure the router, config T. So interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Go to the interface and make it shut down. Okay, now do show span, short form you can type. You can see, so only one port is active now. Okay, this is the still root bridge. You can see here. If you check for this switch, show spanning tree. So here we have to notice some important things. Is learning now. Can you see? Still it is not up. You can see the link. It is still down. Now it is forwarding. Now it is up, which is fast Ethernet 0/2. So this link is only up now. Okay, this is how the listening, learning, and forwarding. So again, what I will do, I will give no shutdown command. Let's see what happens. Show span. You can see is Listening here. Still listening. Now learning. Can you see LRN? Miss learning. Still learning. So it takes how many seconds? 55 seconds it takes. Now see, now it is forwarding. We can see the link is up now. Okay. So there is one more important command, port fast. Okay, by default, because whenever you connect any end user devices, automatically it will come up. It will come up very fast. Okay. So go to global configuration mode. A spanning tree. Port fast. If you give the question mark by default. So whenever you connect any switch, automatically it will come up very fast. This is the job of your port fast. So now we can see, notice here, show spanning tree. Okay, this is the root bridge. Okay, this is my switch 1. Okay, this is my switch 1 and this is your switch 2. Now you don't want this guy to be switch 1, root port. This is your root bridge. Okay, you want to make this guy the root bridge. How we can make? I want this switch to be the root bridge right now. So this guy is the root bridge now. So how we can make, guys? Okay, we have to reduce the value for this guy root bridge. How we can do that? Just go to global configuration mode. Okay, spanning tree with the question mark. Okay, mode. Spanning tree, VLAN 1. Okay, root. Or else we can use this one as a priority. If you know the value, this is a priority by giving the incremental value for 4096, which I told you. Or else we can make it directly root also. Okay, why the VLAN 1 means, as I told you, that all the ports, all the switch, okay, with the VLANs, by default, we have a VLAN 1, which is called the native VLAN. Okay. Incomplete command. Root primary. That's it. Now we can see here. So now this port, this switch will become the root bridge. Show spanning tree. You can see right here. This is my switch 2. If you want to give the host name, this is switch 2. Now this is your root bridge. You can see that this one, right, priority, it has been reduced to 24,577. If you check for this router, sorry, this switch, this is a no more. Previously, it was the priority is this. This was the root bridge. If you check once again, now there is a no more root bridge now. It has been reduced because one link is blocked, the top one. So this is the basic lab for your switch. Still a lot of lab, guys. Here, still you have PVST, RSTP, VTP, Ether channel, port channel. Okay, and per VLAN spanning tree protocol, rapid spanning tree protocol. Okay, Ether channels. Okay, still a lot of lab is coming this week for the switching, because switching is quite very important. Okay, do you have any question, guys, here? Can I go ahead for the next lab? Okay. Yeah. So now, so what I will do? Okay, let's connect this way. You can see one link is down now. So this is my switch 1. I think this is switch 2. This is my switch 1. So what I'm going to do now, so I'll create the VLAN. So how to create the VLAN? So just I'll go to this switch. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I will make this as the switch 1 and this as the switch 2. Is it okay, guys? Okay, this is my host name. This is my switch 1. Okay, this I'll make it the switch 2. Host name switch 2. That's it. So how to create the VLAN? Because we cannot see the any ports here. If you click there on the icon, so it will show you the list of ports available, because you can see there's a 24 ports and 2 gigabytes ports. You can see the VLAN 1, which is the native VLAN. So a VLAN, we don't have any VLAN we have created, just we have one available in the VLAN 1. So here what I'm going to do, so I'll create the VLAN. So how to create the VLAN? Just VLAN, we can give the ID. As we can see, we have 124094 VLAN ID we can give. So let's start from 10. Okay, I can give the name for this. Okay, name. I will give, this is a HR VLAN. Okay, so I will create one more VLAN by name 20. Okay, name I will give IT. I will create one more VLAN by 30. Then name I will give management or security. So right now I have created 2 VLAN. Sorry, 3 VLANs, right? So how to check? And
3.
show 3 VLANs, yeah. Show VLAN brief. So as we can see, we have created the 3 VLANs. All are active. So available the ports in this switch is up to 24 ports, and 2 ports are gigabytes. Okay. So what is the series this? That is 29600 24 port switch. That's so when you check in the Google, Cisco 26, what is the series? This series with that is 2960. Catalyst switch. Okay, so this is the switch that, as you can see on the screen. This is the switch which we are working now. So this is the switch. So this switch we are using Catalyst 2600. So we can available the 24 ports. Okay, the last 2 ports we can see it is gigabytes. All are fast Ethernet. Okay, so now we just what we created, we created the 3 VLANs by name: HR VLAN, IT VLAN, okay, and security VLAN. Okay, so now say, so the task what I'm going to set here for the HR VLAN, okay, there is a 10 computers connected. For IT, you have another, say example, 4 PC. Okay, for security also we can say around 5 PC. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so I will take these ports, okay, and assign to this interface like this.
Okay.
Okay, so how to assign this is very important, guys. So go to interface, go to global configuration mode, interface, range, pass Ethernet, okay, 0/1 dash. So how many we want? HR, say example 10, 1 to 10 ports interface it will take. Okay, then enter switch port mode. So what kind of port do you want to make this one? You want to make this port as a switch port. Switch port mode. This access, we can make it the access port. Switch port mode access. Then switch port access for the which VLAN you want to assign? For the VLAN
HR
HR VLAN is 10, right?
10.
Yes, that's it. The same thing for interface range, pass Ethernet 0/0/C 10 we have that. Now we start from 11. So 11 to I want 5. 11 to 15. Okay, this is also a switch port mode access. This is the access port because it is we are going to connect the end user computers, right? Sometimes laptop, sometimes desktop. Switch port access for the VLAN IT, right? IT VLAN is 20, right? Siraj?
Okay. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Okay,
Okay.
then we can give the no shutdown. This is optional. If you want, we can give the no shutdown. Exit again. Interface range pass Ethernet 0/, okay, 16 to 20. That is 5 ports. Switch port, mode, access, switch port, access, VLAN,
Ati
30.
for security.
Yeah. So now we can see here how to check this one. Show VLAN brief. As we can see here, all ports are assigned now. See, for the HR team, 10 ports is assigned. For 20 VLAN, for IT VLAN, 5 ports. For 30, 60 to 20. Fine, guys. So now we can see here this HR1 and 2, which is connected for the other switch. So see that the reason it's showing mismatch VLAN. Discover for the port 1 and 2. Right? It's showing some error. So what we can do, okay, we will delete this link. Okay, we'll connect manually. Okay, I will connect gigabytes for this and also for these gigabytes too. I think now it will not show you the error. Now show VLAN brief. See, now it will not show you the error. Previously, it was showing the error mismatch VLAN because for the port 1 and 2, okay, it was connected for the other switch. So now I have connected to the other this thing. So now it will not show.
Okay.
You. So this is how we can create the VLAN and how to assign the ports. Right? So same thing, I will also create here as well. So how I can create here? VLAN 10. Name is HR. Okay. VLAN 20. Name IT. Okay. VLAN 30. Name security. That's it. Yeah. And same thing here also will assign the interface. Okay, pass Ethernet range, pass Ethernet 0/1 to 10. Switch port mode access. This is the access port. Switch port access for VLAN 10. Okay. Same thing for 11 to 15. Okay, same thing. Switch port mode access. Switch port for the access VLAN 20. We can repeat if you use the upper arrow mark in the keyboard, it will repeat the command. Okay, then VLAN 10 and last one is 16 to 20. Okay. Switch port mode access, switch port access, VLAN 30. That's it. Then show VLAN brief. Okay, so this port also it has been connected. For the HR, 10 ports. For VLAN 20, that is IT, 5 ports. Okay, security, 5 ports. Understood, guys? So now what I'm going to connect, just I'll connect some pieces on this side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I'll connect one PC here. Let me connect manually because first port is a VLAN 10. Okay. I will take right from 11, which is VLAN 20. And other is VLAN 20, VLAN 30. Same thing. I will also connect first port to this. Manually, I'm connecting and start from VLAN 20 and VLAN 30. So here, so let's put some design. Say this guy is VLAN 10 and this also VLAN 10 and say other guy, this is your VLAN 20 and this is also VLAN 20 and this is VLAN 30 and this is also VLAN 30. So can they communicate this now? Okay, this is your VLAN 30, 20, 10, 30, 20, 10. Okay. Can they communicate this VLAN green to green, VLAN 10, 10, 20, 20,
No.
and 30, 30? Can they able to communicate with each other?
They can't.
They can?
They cannot communicate.
They cannot? Yes or no?
No,
Why?
because the connection between the two switches are not able to take the VLAN information from one switch to another switch.
Why? It's connected directly. It's connected directly. VLAN 10. And this is also VLAN 10. And this is VLAN 20.
Okay.
And this is also VLAN 20. VLAN 30. So why they will not communicate?
We have to allow.
يعني دائما هري أقوم ويزا.
We have to allow the VLAN information transmission from one switch to another.
Okay, fine, good. Then what I should do for them? I want to make them communication. So for that, what I have to do?
We have to configure the gigabyte, the 2 GB port. We have to make configuration on them.
See, this link, okay, you have to make the trunk link. And assign the IP address for this. Let's say.
Monsieur.
Yeah. Okay. So let me assign the IP address for this. Say I'll give 192.168. So example start from.
Tu veux poser une question, Ramadou?
Oui. Bon, j'essaie de faire de mon mieux pour comprendre ce qu'il dit, mais moi, je pense, si j'ai bien compris ce qu'il voulait dire, je pense que les deux VLAN peuvent communiquer entre eux. Parce que les deux switches sont liés, ou bien?
Oui, les deux switches sont liés, mais ce qui manquait, oui. En fait, quand il y a des VLAN, il y a une commande qui s'appelle tronquette qu'on devrait configurer pour c'est l'interface qui devrait prendre les informations du switch 1 vers le switch 2. C'est ça qui manquait. Et aussi, il n'avait
Ah.
pas renseigné les adresses IP.
D'accord.
Tu as compris?
Oui, oui,
Les
j'ai
VLAN
compris.
sont bien là. Si c'était sur le même switch,
Oui.
bon, le VLAN pour le moment, il ne peut pas communiquer. C'est juste à cause des commandes là, puisqu'il y a des configurations qu'on devrait faire entre le switch 1 et le switch 2.
D'accord.
Donc, c'est ça il va faire dès qu'il finit de renseigner les adresses IP.
So
C'est bon?
what is her question?
She's saying that normally the VLAN should communicate between each other.
Okay. So let me think whether they'll communicate or not. See, example, this VLAN
Okay.
30, VLAN
Donc,
30.
il va faire un exemple.
See,
Donc,
I'll
il faut
ping
voir
once again.
le résultat
VLAN
de la
30, VLAN
simulation
30.
en bas.
See, it's failed. If you want to ping from here, okay, just assign the IP address. The
Okay.
IP config. So IP address is 31. Default gateway is this. You can see, right? IP address is this 1.31. Default gateway is 1.1. Okay, so let me ping to that other PC IP address example. What is the IP address for this? I have given 30. Let me ping 192.168 1.30.
Donc, tu as vu, il n'y a pas de communication.
No communication. Why? Yes, Ramadu, Momadu, Alfredo, Larabu. I'll ping once again. I'm pinging to the same VLAN.
I'm following you.
If you want, I'll write it down the IP address here so that you can understand here. So I think this is what is IP address. Let me check. 1.100. Okay, I will make it 1.10 because this is VLAN 10, right? VLAN 10. And this is 20. This is 30. Just to understand you, just I'm writing this is I think I don't know what is IP address. I think this should be 11. Let's see what is IP address I give. For this also I give it. I'll make it 11. Just I'm assigning the IP address, nothing else. Tell me guys what I should do now. I'll give 21. All are into the same network. Why it is not pinging? If you want, I'll ping once again. See. Request timeout. Okay, not pinging. For that, as I told you that these two links we have to make trunk. Okay, so how to make the trunk link? Any idea? So go to global configuration mode, interface, range, gigabytes 0/192. Because two interface, we can see it on the diagram. Gigabytes 192 is connected to the other switch. Okay, then switch port mode, we give the question mark, switch port mode trunk. You can see now it is done, again it will come up. Okay, switch port mode encapsulation will not work here. Okay, so we have to make the encapsulation means 8.0.1Q. What is that means? It will carry your multiple VLAN traffic. Switch port. Okay. Mode with the question mark. Okay. Switch port. Trunk. Okay. Hello. VLAN. All. If you give the question mark, it will show you. Don't worry. It will show you all. That's it. Give no shutdown. So now you see ping from this. Can you ping now? See the magic? Now it's pinging, right? On VLAN 30 to VLAN 30. Can you ping to VLAN 30 to VLAN 20? Guys, very important question. The question is, can I ping from my VLAN 30 to VLAN 20? I want to ping this to this and this to this. Again, this to this. Can I ping?
No.
Why? Because it is different VLANs. Let's check. Okay, what is VLAN 20 IP address? 21. Even though it is connected to the same switch, we have created the VLAN. Okay, so it will not ping. Okay, let's connect to other VLANs. Say example, this one. Other VLANs, other switch VLANs. That is 20. It will not ping. No reply. Okay, the logic here is only this color VLAN can communicate. Okay, green color VLAN 10 can communicate. Pink they can communicate. Okay, because this link we are making the trunk link. Understood, guys? You can check once again, like if you ping the, I will take the PDU, okay, from this to this. You can see success, right? So example, VLAN 20 to VLAN 20, yes. VLAN 10 to VLAN 10, yes. Fine. So I will save this configuration. We'll create the new folder here. Switch labs. Switching lab. Okay. This is spanning tree protocol lab 1. Okay, do you have any question, guys? No questions?
Okay.